Hey everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Imagination Megapark. Now, in the last episode, I worked on the science station, added this huge crawler that you can see over here, which also serves as a station for the air balloon ride. And in this episode, I want to once again continue on the Misery Marsh area. Now, I've been to several theme parks last week, and I got some really nice inspiration. Now, one park in particular that I went to and got inspiration from is Brew. Now, what I liked is that they have several tracked rides where guests basically just sit in a tub that spins around. And I want to do something similar over here, but of course in this very dark theme. So I guess we'll start somewhere over here in the middle. I'll make a bridge towards here. And then the guests will make their way through several themed areas for this ride. So first I will extend the path so it leads to over here, and guests can still get past this ride and to this area here in the back. And after that I will fill in this area with the ride, and I will then gradually decorate it with lots of scenery and other interactive elements. So I think that's enough talking. Let's start building the ride. Okay, here we have the layout for the ride. Now, there won't actually be a lift hill for this ride, as I will make it so these Virginia Reel vehicles all have a invisible powered vehicle in front. And what that does is it just allows the vehicles to run on their own. So they will just move throughout the track. Now, I also put the ride in shuttle mode. So since there will be powered vehicles, whenever they reach the end of a track, they will just reverse and move on in the opposite direction. So over here we can see a little reversing section. So here the cars will be going backwards, and over here we have the same. Here the vehicles will be going forwards again. Now, since these vehicles will be rotating anyway, going backwards and forwards doesn't really matter. I will put some show elements here, like probably like some sort of dragon or other creature to give the vehicles a reason to reverse. Kind of the same as I did in this Alien Invaders ride, where for example here we also have a little reversing section. So the vehicles over here arrive at this alien and then they move backwards through the rest of the layout. Now, I also already extended the path over here a little bit. That is something I really had to do in the beginning, just to give myself a good indication of how much space I had over here. It's really easy in this game to build yourself into a corner, and if I had expanded this ride too much, it probably would have been pretty difficult to actually make a good path layout over here. Now, I also don't want guests to see outside of this area too much as they're walking here. So I gave myself also a few tiles of land just so I can continue this dark theming. So here I'll also put some tall trees so guests won't be looking into the underwater area over here. Okay, as for this layout, I'm probably still going to rotate this entrance and exit a little bit so they're situated over here, and then it will be easier for me to make a nice bridge over to this path here. Okay, I will move the entrance and exit a little bit, and then I will start decorating this ride. Okay, I've already done quite a bit of decorating here. Now the decorations are still a bit all over the place, but it will come together more nicely later when I've done more of it. Now, just a few highlights of what I've created so far. So over here we see this bone structure. So it looks like a big creature suspended over the track. Now I will remove a few of these pieces. So I think it will look nicer that way. I'll do the same here. But yeah, I'll just keep working on this a bit later on. I think it works better like this, without all the track overhanging. Alright, I'll probably put a few more random pieces of bone next to the track. But yeah, I think this is an improvement. And other than that, yeah, just several decorations. We have a temple of sorts over here. And for the station I made this circular station here, also with a bit of a retaining wall with this monorail track. And over here we have a reversing section, and we have this dragon head here, which every now and then lurches towards the guests. I think that's a fun little addition. A little bit of interaction. And over here I made this skull, so here's another reversing section for the track. Oh, something which I was quite surprised by the way, was the stats of the ride. Yeah, they're actually better than I previously anticipated, so I won't have to do any stat editing. I guess this is just something that the Virginia reel does really well. You don't really have to try to get good stats for a ride like this. Now, something else which I want to do right now is something which I do in a lot of my videos, and that's name several more handymen after YouTube commenters. So I read all my comments. I've also read all the comments on my previous video. So I've selected several people who will now become a handyman in my park. So yeah, let's do this. Okay, here you can see the names of the commenters that have been added to the park as a handyman. And you will now forever be stuck in the park, sweeping the vomit off the paths. It's a dirty job, but someone's gotta do it. Alright, time to continue decorating this ride. Okay, the ride is now pretty much completed. So yeah, just did lots more landscaping around here. Added lots of these evil looking plants. Some more fire around the ride here. And I just tried to give the ride some specific themes in specific areas. For example, around here we have lots of walls and ruins around the ride. Here's more bone themed. So yeah, every area just has its specific little theme. I think that keeps this ride interesting. I think this would be a real fun ride for the guests. Now, there's something else that I want to do over here. I think it will be really fun if we have some sort of display vehicle over here, which rocks around as guests are walking by. So there's a way you can do this. I'll just make a Virginia reel station. I think this might be high enough. Let's just make an entrance and an exit. And we'll just want one vehicle. I'll make the vehicle look the same as the ride vehicles, so with this color scheme. And I'm going to put it in Berserk mode. So let's see what it does now. So it's here on top of this little ruin. Let's make it a crooked house. Alright, you can see it situated here like this. And every now and then it should rock back and forth. Ah, there it goes. So that's just what the ride does in one of the top spin modes. So you can use beginner mode, intense mode, or berserk mode. Not really sure if there's a big difference between these modes, but yeah, you can see this vehicle rock back and forth now. Let me quickly name it. Alright, I think that's a fun little addition here. And with that done, I think now is a good time to add several patrons to the park. So as you may know, everybody who becomes a Patreon member on my channel will also get a place in the park as an entertainer. So I will quickly figure 2 spots for entertainers, and then I will add some entertainers to the park. Alright, Dan Pro and Jazzhanden, thank you so much for being a Patreon member. The support means a lot to me, and it definitely keeps me motivated to keep making videos like these. So yeah, you guys now have a nice spot in the park. I hope you like your spot here at this Shaman's Brew ride. Okay, well, to make these nice time lapses, I kept the number of guests low. I think now would be a good moment to allow the guests into the park again. Now, I just allowed some more guests in the park. Now I used the cheat for a large tram, which just puts 250 guests in the park at the same time. But yeah, when you do that, often in a big park, you will notice that all the guests are actually heading for the same ride. And right now that's happening for this snowmobile slide ride. Now, and why the guests are heading for this ride is because it has an extremely high excitement rating. So yeah, when guests have bought a park map, they will generally head for the most exciting ride in the park that they haven't done yet. Well, yeah, because this ride has been hacked in quite a few ways, mostly because it's the lift ride type. Guests will just head for this one first, since that's an extreme rating. Now, I think this rating is a bit too high. Guests would probably head to other rides first. So I'm just going to lower the excitement rating of this ride a little bit. These stats don't make sense anyway, since this is not the correct ride type. So I feel justified doing this. So using the ride vehicle editor, if you go to edit ride, you can simply change the stats of a ride. So yeah, such a high excitement rating doesn't make sense, so I'm just going to lower it a bit. It's probably still a bit on the higher side. Yeah, I'll just leave it like this. Maybe have the intensity be a bit higher. Not everybody would dare go on a snowmobile ride, and this ride would actually probably be a little bit dangerous. So yeah, this should stop guests from all heading to this ride, and now they'll probably find a different ride which has also has a high excitement rating. I actually did the same for the Airship Odyssey. Oh, actually, it looks like I didn't. Yeah, I remember. I didn't actually do this in the last video. So this is definitely something that I should do. Again, a hacked ride. There's an extremely high excitement rating, extremely high nausea rating. The lift ride type is not actually meant to be used for this kind of shenanigans. So I'm going to lower the excitement rating and nausea rating a little bit, because this doesn't really make sense. Now the nausea rating, I think we can keep it pretty high, but not this this nauseating. And excitement rating, yeah, we can make it much lower. Yeah, this is not really the ride that all guests should head to, I think. Right, with this, I think we've added a really cool ride to the park. I really like how it adds to this area, and I can't wait to continue working on this area of the park. The Misery Marsh is definitely one of my favorite areas of the park to work on, Maybe because it is actually so outlandish. And I really love working with fantasy themes. Alright, that was going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed watching me build, please consider giving this video a like. It would really help out my channel and only takes 2 seconds to do. I think it will be fun to end this video with a ride on Shaman's Brew. Alright, hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you again in the next one. See you later.